Good morning, students. Welcome back to our economics class. Today, we are going to learn about a new chapter that is employment, and this is part 1.
Start new chapter in IED, employment, growth, informalization and other issues. Topics to be covered: introduction, basic concepts, participation of people in employment, meaning of employment, distribution of employment, growth and changing structure of employment, informalization of Indian workforce, meaning of unemployment, types of unemployment, causes of unemployment, remedial measures for unemployment, government policies and employment generation. Let's start with introduction. Work plays an important role in our lives. As individual and as member of society, every rational man aims to get to engage in certain work to earn a living. Some work on farm, in factories, banks, shops and few others work at home. Work at home, which includes not only the traditional work like weaving or lace making or a variety of handicraft, but also modern jobs like programming, work in the IT industries. Earlier, factory work meant working in a factories which is located in the cities, whereas now technology has enabled people to produce those factory based goods at home in villages. Features of employment in India. 93% of the workers work in unorganized sector. Only 7% worked in the organized sector. Child labor is prevalent in many parts of the country. Many of the workers in unorganized sector work for less than minimum wage. So, 93% of the workers, they were engaged in the unorganized sector. Only 7% of workers, they are working in the organized sector. They are engaged in the organized sector. So, many of the workers in an unorganized sector work for the less than the minimum wages. 70% of workers are men and 30% are women. Many workers have only seasonal employment. Women account for of workers in the rural area. 1/5 of the workers in the urban area. During 1999 to 2000, India had about 400 million workforce. Worker. Whom will be calling it as a worker? Worker is an individual who is engaged in an economic activity in order to earn a money. We'll be calling it as a worker. A worker will contribute to the process of GDP by rendering his productive activities. We'll share some examples of workers are farmer, managers, laborers, doctor, barber, professors, etc. We'll be calling it as a worker. Now, importance of work: helps to earn a living, contribute to national income, provides goods and service to people. Now, workers and employment. What is the GDP? The total money value of all the goods and services produced in a country in a year. We'll be calling it as a GDP. How will we calculate GDP? The total money value of all the goods and services produced in a country in a year is called GDP. GNP, Gross National Product. Those activities which contributes to the GNP are called economic activities. Labor force. Yes, all persons who are working have a job and though not working or seeking on or available for work or deemed to be in a labor force. So, the labor force which is equals to person working plus person seeking and or available for work. We'll be calling it as a labor force. So, in other words, labor force is a total of employed and unemployed persons. We'll be calling it as a labor force. Participation of people in employment. Worker. Population ratio is calculated by dividing the total number of workers in India by the population in India and multiply it by 100. Now, participation of people in employment, worker population ratio is an important indicator of the employment situation. Yes, in an economy. So this is a ratio of workers to total population. So it to be calculated total number of workers by population into 100. We'll get worker population ratio. Worker population ratio in India. It is common to find that where men are able to earn high income, families, yes, higher income. When the families discourage female members from taking up job. So, many activities for the household engaged in by women are not recognized as productive work. Yes, so it is common to find out that men are able to earn higher income when we are compared with the females. Now, because apart from that, many activities for the household engaged only for the women are not recognized as a productive work. Worker population ratio in India, around 39% of the population are workers. The worker population ratio is around 40% in the rural area and 35.5% in the urban area. Women work participation is low in urban area, that is 15%, and high, that is 25% in the rural areas. Worker population ratio in India 2011 to 12. High proportion of rural people, employment opportunities, education level, higher proportion of male workers, more women workers in rural areas, underestimation of women workers. So these are the worker population ratios in India from 2011 to 12. Higher proportion of rural people. In urban area, the proportion is 35.5%, where in the rural India, that is the ratio is about 39.9%. Employment opportunity. Rural people have limited resources and participate more in the employment market. So, urban people have a variety of employment opportunities. They look for the appropriate job to suit their qualification and skills. Education level. In rural area, many do not go to schools or college. Even if some go, they discontinue in the middle to join the workforce. But in the urban area, a considerable section is able to study in the various education institutions. Higher proportion of male worker. As compared to the female, that is 21.9%, more males, that is 54.54% are found to be working. Because men are able to earn high income and therefore families, they discourage the female members taking up jobs. Next, more women workers in the rural areas. Ratio of women worker in rural area is 24.8%, is more than the women workers in the urban areas, 14.7%. It happens because people in the rural area cannot stay at home due to their poor economic condition. At the last, underestimation of women worker. The number of women workers in our country are generally underestimated because many activities which are undertaken by them are not at all recognized as productive work. See, for example, many women are actively engaged in the activity within the house and at family farms, but are neither paid for such work nor they are counted as a worker. So these are the points which come under in a worker population ratio in India. So far we saw about introduction, meaning of worker, labor force, participation of people in employment, and worker population ratio in India 2011 to 2012. Thank you, children.